guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I am RexFinance, and today we're going to be talking about Workhorse. Today, Workhorse is up over 5%, and they were up almost 10% when the market hit its peak this morning. I would not be surprised if the stock finishes up 10% or finishes flat on the day. Your guess is as good as mine, but right now, things are looking pretty good. And the reason I'm talking about Workhorse is because I started buying shares of Workhorse again. Now, I know, a lot of people are going to laugh at me. Some people are going to be, yeah, he's back. If you guys don't know, Workhorse is basically what made me a 19-year-old millionaire. If you go to my $200,000 Robinhood stock market portfolio at the age of 19 video, almost 20,000 views, you'll see Workhorse is a large portion of my portfolio. It's the reason my channel grew so fast as well. And unfortunately, now I turned 22 in a month. Where's the time gone? And I can grow facial hair. I'm just getting old. But the reason Workhorse is up so big today is because the Biden administration finally did something. And when I say that, trust me, I'm not a Trump fan either, but woo, this administration has been a rough one so far. But they finally announced something to do with green energy and electric vehicles, which, you know, going into this new administration, lots of us positioned our portfolios into green energy and electric vehicle related stocks, and they've done terribly because they have not fulfilled their promises, to say the least, about this. Biden set a goal just today for 50% of all new vehicles sold to be electric by 2030. I'll just tell you now that goal is not going to be reached. It's not even probably going to be close, but we're taking steps towards this direction. And ultimately a company like Workhorse is going to benefit from this. Specifically, the administration plans to add more than 100,000 EV chargers throughout the country, which is another huge deal. And we also had city officials in Madison, Wisconsin, that committed to converting its entire fleet of about 900 vehicles to EVs by 2030. You're going to see press releases, headlines constantly of governments around the country saying they're going to convert their vehicle fleets to electric, which is a very big deal because Workhorse has a chance here, given the class of vehicle they are manufacturing, to capture a large section of this market. Now, you can laugh at me. I went from this 19-year-old millionaire kid to a regular old broke college kid pretty fast when the market crashed. Workhorse was a large portion of that, but also I have to say, I made a lot of money on Workhorse, and I expect to do the same today with my buys that I'm making currently. Just to review the past, I originally had been buying Workhorse shares at less than $2 per share, and then the hype of them potentially winning this huge $6-point-something billion contract with the United States Postal Service, that hype just came rushing into the stock, and the stock went to $40 a share. I wish I sold at $40. I instead sold around $20 per share when the USPS announced that Workhorse was not going to be gonna win that contract, going to win that bid. So ultimately, I 10x'd my money. I can't complain about that. I'm glad I sold at $20. Yes, I wish I sold at $40. So the company went from like over $1 billion of market cap to currently $182 million of market cap. The whole company is worth $180 million. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that's a grave mistake and why that probably is. So finally, the company is ramping up their production, their sales. The previous management team was awful. I don't know how I ever fell for that. But what I really want to highlight here is the fact that Workhorse has almost $100 million in cash, right? You can see that here. And they're debt-free. This $10 million in debt does not exist. They have literally $0 of debt on their balance sheet. So when we look at Workhorse, we know that we at least have probably a year of run where the company can float the boat as long as they start selling their vehicles, which it appears they're doing finally. They can kind of float the boat and hopefully reach profitability within a couple years. Now, in order to finance the company, they're going to need sales, but they're also probably going to have to dilute shareholders, which is a risk when investing in any growth company, but especially this one. But as of right now, this company the risk of bankruptcy is relatively low. It's basically non-existent for 2023 and probably the first half of 2024. After that, your guess is as good as mine, and I do want to make clear to everybody watching this video, if this management team does not execute and deliver on their promises, I will have no problem, no issue going to my portfolio and hitting the sell button. This is, at the current price of $1.14 or 180 million market cap, this is a risk I'm willing to take, but I will not hesitate to sell my shares of stock in this company if they don't deliver, because the management team is entirely in control here, and I am putting my money and belief in them, and if they don't deliver on that, I will be selling. If you didn't know, Workhorse is a company that manufactures electric delivery vehicles, electric commercial vehicles, etc. They also manufacture drones, and they have quite a few attractive patents, which makes me even more disappointed in the previous management team. They had the technology, they had everything they needed to make this company work and make it big, and they failed. And I think that's the reason why their reputation is tarnished right now. And that's why the company only has $180 million market cap on it. If this company did not have its poor history with the previous management team and the losing of the USPS contract bid, I think this would be a $3 to $4 to $5 stock. And just because of that terrible reputation that the company has, they're being punished on Wall Street, which I think is a mistake by Wall Street, but only if this new management team executes. So how do we get to this point where the company's reputation is repaired? Well, it's pretty simple. As I've already talked about, this management team needs to execute and deliver right now in 2023. They don't have room to play games. They need to execute and deliver. And if they do that, their reputation will be restored on Wall Street. People will buy this stock. The potential here is tremendous if they execute. And I will say, so far, everything I've seen with the new management team looks pretty good. They missed on last year's guidance for EPS and revenue by quite a wide margin, but I'm going to give them a pass on that because it still was kind of a transition year from the terrible management team of the past. But this year, like I said, if they don't execute, I will not hesitate to sell my shares. I want everybody watching this video to know that. But for 2023, this management team is guiding $75 to $125 million in revenue. Again, we just discussed company, $100 million in cash, zero debt, $180 million market cap. That makes no sense if this company can deliver on this guidance of $75 million to $125 million in revenue. Now, profitability is going to be a whole other ballgame. That's going to be 2025, 2026, in my opinion. But given the patents that this company has, as well as the excitement and growth that's expected to be seen in the drone industry, I think this company is going to make it. I do. I'm going to say it right now. I think this company will make it and make it big and make investors a lot of money. Now, that is not personal financial advice. Do not follow what I'm doing just because of what I'm saying. Do your own research. But this patent in particular that was filed on January 7th of 2016 is of particular interest to me because of the value I think this patent has. Whether it's them that uses this exclusively or it's other companies that license this patent, I think this is a huge revenue and profit opportunity for the company. With this patent, they have claims to a method of package delivery utilizing a multi-rotor UAS or UAV as an autonomous or semi-autonomous courier dispatched from and returning to a delivery vehicle. So they have claims to a drone launching from a delivery vehicle and returning to that delivery vehicle. And while I do expect most of this year's sales for the company to come from those commercial delivery vehicles or just commercial vehicles in general, I see this drone segment of the business being the profit builder and revenue, huge revenue builder over the long term. Now, that could be many years before we start to see that, but we're starting to see everything kind of fall into place here. For example, we have Mr. Torres Declet, who is going to be joining the board of directors. He was the CEO at Ag Eagle Aerial Systems, who is a publicly traded company. UAVS is their ticker symbol. And he's just a geek. He's a nerd, all respect. I don't mean any negative connotation when I say that. This guy is a geek when it comes to federal aviation regulations, getting FAA approvals for drones, and that's what this company is waiting on. Workhorse has this technology. They have the patents. They have lots of this stuff ready, but they do not have FAA regulation secured or approval, I guess is my word, the word I'm looking for. And this guy, Mr. Declet, I don't know how you say it, has massive experience working with the FAA. I think it mentions it here. He also served as senior advisor to Oxford University's Center for Technology and Global Affairs and was appointed to the FAA's Advanced Aviation Advisory Committee by the U.S. Secretary of Transportation. Workhorse is going to get FAA approval on all of their drones. And again, the technology is already there. The patents are already there. We just need execution. So management team, if you're watching this video, please execute and deliver on your promises because this looks really, really good. And this other individual that's part of this press release that will be joining the board of directors, Mr. Botti, however you say it, also very impressive guy. Like, this company it's a brand new company. When I look at Workhorse from 2 or 3 years ago, there are no similarities here. In my opinion, this board of directors is legit. This CEO is legit. This management team is legit. That's why I think they're going to execute, and I think I'm going to make a lot of money in their stock. But Mr. Botti previously served as Chief Innovation and Strategy Officer at Philips NV, CTO, Chief Technical Officer at Airbus, for 10 years, and in various technology leadership roles in fuel cells, powertrain, propulsion, dynamics, and thermal systems at Delphi Automotive. Wow. Mr. Botti holds 31 patents and 4 defensive publications. This looks really legit to me. I'll even put up a short clip of inside of this company's manufacturing facility, or what they call the Workhorse Ranch. This thing is awesome. They have the potential to manufacture 10,000 trucks per year by 2025, multiple classes of EVs, dedicated battery storage facility, contract manufacturing, which I think is also a very good opportunity for the company to bolster their profits, their own test track for their vehicles, their own paint line coming in Q2 of this year, etc., etc., etc. They also have their own drone manufacturing facility where they're going to be able to manufacture 5,000 drones per year by 2025. They also can have multiple product lines at this facility, indoor flight testing, assembly stations this year in Q1 that already exist. This company just looks legit compared to what I remember things looking like 2 or 3 years ago. Now, all of this being said, 2 to 3 years ago, the company had customers like FedEx and UPS and WB Mason. Companies like that had interest in Workhorse's products, and they were active customers. That is no longer the case. I don't know how the old management team sold those companies on their vehicles, but that is no longer the case. And this new management team needs to mend that relationship, rebuild that relationship with FedEx and UPS, which I think the company is doing actively right now. The company late last year bought different FedEx routes where they're going to electrify the FedEx fleet, the FedEx delivery vehicles on these routes. Now, that is exciting. I think FedEx is going to be able to see into Workhorse and see that they are legit now and deliver really, really strong vehicles. But what I think is actually most important here is actually to Workhorse's benefit rather than FedEx's benefit. Workhorse is going to get real-world miles on their new delivery vehicles where they can see, based on delivery routes, based on what drivers say, based on their feedback, they can make adjustments to these delivery vehicles and optimize them for future customers like UPS, like FedEx, like the United States Postal Service. I think this is a great thing that the company did. I don't expect the company to continue to buy FedEx routes because it just doesn't make sense. Eventually, they're just going to sell these vehicles straight to FedEx, and FedEx will electrify their own fleets. That is what's going to happen. So this is a win-win for the company. Management team, everything looks legit. The new board of directors, I forgot to show you one of the board members. This is perhaps one of the most impressive board members that I completely glossed over, Scott Miller. Man has a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to him. You can read up on him, but he's a retired United States Army and 4-star general following 4 decades of uniformed service. He is a former Delta Force commander. He served as the final commander of NATO's Resolute Support Mission and as a commander of the United States forces in Afghanistan from September 2018 through July of 2021. Previously served as the commander of the Joint Special Operations Command. Essentially, this is also very, very bullish for the company if they execute. Having Scott Miller, somebody that has great respect amongst the ranks of the military is huge for the company. In my opinion, this particularly has to do with the potential of the company's drone segment. These are the company's two different drone solutions. Number one is the Horsefly, which is an all-electric multi-purpose uncrewed aerial system, UAS, designed for a wide range of commercial applications, so last mile delivery. This is the drone that would launch from a delivery vehicle and return to delivery vehicle. This is the Horsefly. But the military side of things comes from this Falcon drone, which is a heavy-duty uncrewed aerial system designed for high-volume operations in a rugged field environments, including humanitarian aid logistics operations, HALO. It's also engineered for reliability and critical missions. This is what the military could end up using. This is what the military could end up buying from Workhorse. But when we have Scott Miller, who I just closed the tab on, I don't have his page opened up anymore, but he easily, he probably already is. He's a great line of sight into the military contractors who would end up buying a drone like the Falcon. So I expect the bulk of this company's revenues to come from their commercial vehicles, their electric commercial vehicles. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. But what really gets me excited about this company is that drone potential. And the patents that this company has with drones gives it leverage in this field of delivery vehicles. Rivian already has contracts with Amazon. There are other players out there that have electric delivery vehicles and electric commercial vehicles out there. But the tandem, the combination of the drones with the commercial vehicles is what gets me excited and what gives this company leverage. If the USPS is deciding who they're going to award a contract to, are they going to give it to somebody that has an equal vehicle to Workhorse but no drone capabilities, or to Workhorse that has drone capabilities and patents? Well, obviously they're going to give that to Workhorse. Same thing for FedEx. Same thing for UPS. Same thing for all of these different delivery companies out there. So right now, I am willing to take a chance on Workhorse stock once again. $90 million in cash, zero debt. They have line of sight into 80% of that $75 million revenue range for 2023. The drone segment has lots of potential. It gets me very excited about the future, both for military applications, but also for commercial delivery applications. The board of directors gets me excited, and I think this company can repair its reputation, which I think is totally hampering the stock right now. I think this company would be at, like I said, $3 to $4 to $5 stock if they didn't have the terrible past that is attributed to Workhorse whenever you mention its name. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, I plan on continuing to cover Workhorse, especially when major news comes out around the company. So I'd appreciate you hitting that like button down below and subscribing if you are new here or returning and not yet subscribed. With that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay blessed. 10 toes to the ground, keep your chin up, keep pushing forward. I'll see you later with another brand new video. Peace out.